cheap Turkish shotguns, okay, in our series there. We got to the point where we installed these rear sights, both on this Titan and on Hammer pump shotgun. Okay, so several viewers, subscribers have asked, hey, how did this all work out? And honestly, I did not get out and shoot the guns. I put this on, moved on to another project. Actually, the backstops at the range were disintegrated from everyone firing shotguns, so it was kind of difficult to deal with it. So I took them out yesterday, and I kind of misjudged the weather, and it was way colder than I thought it would be. So to put it in a nutshell, what happened was when I tried to fire these, they were shooting way high. I was using slugs. I figured the easiest thing, use a slug, and that would get me close in. And at 50 yards, it didn't work out. So we'll go to the range, we'll look at some of the range footage, and then we'll get back. And I think I figured out what the problem is, and go and I'll explain what I did, and when I got home and thought about it, what I think the issue is and how to fix it. We're out here with our Titan shotgun. I put that peep sight on. And someone asked me, how's it going? Well, I haven't tried it out. But this thing appears to be shooting very high. So I have to figure out with the sight pictures. I'm having a hard time getting it on paper at 50 yards. And I'm using slugs. That's probably the best way to go. Let me get on there and see. Yeah, so I don't know about this. There's only one screw. Points one way and it says up. It brings that rear sight up. Let me try another one. They're all shooting high. I mean like 12 inches or something at 50 yards. Go down and see what that did. Okay, it looks like it's shooting high and to the left. I'm going to try one more time to get it on paper. And if not, it's cold and I'll have to reassess this at another point in time. Yeah, this sight, this ain't really working out for me. I can't hit the paper at 50 yards. And this thing is fairly loose. And it's cold and I have other guns I gotta test. So we'll get back to this when the weather's better and I take a closer look at this whole sight thing here. Alright, so as you see, I wrapped it up for the day. So, you know, our sight is pretty simple. You got the little ring and there's a screw in the middle for elevation and a screw on the side for windage. Okay. Now the front sight on these shotguns is rather unusual when you look at it. Okay, they're high, they got a little white dot. These have the little white dot in there. There are other brands that do not. Okay, so with that elevation down, I was shooting, and I'm talking feet, not inches, like 3 feet you know, I was hitting the top of the board. So, I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing wrong? I tried loosening the elevation, and that just, well, if you go up, all it's going to do is make you shoot higher. So we're shooting way off at 50 yards. Windage-wise, well, I wasn't worried about that. I could see where it was above the target. So, you know, getting it on paper, then you dial it in. So, what I thought happened, or what I believe, it's sight picture, okay? Like I said, when I was shooting these guns without the ring sight, I was doing something where I was lining part of the sight base up. You know, it looks like a damn bowling pin, that thing. And somehow when you put the sight base on, it's raising it up. So if you bring the sight up to it, then you're tipping a barrel up like this. So here's an example of what the sight is here. Okay? That's what you see down there. And that's why I got the ring, because I was trying to sight it. The middle picture is the sight picture I was using. I was kind of putting a dot in the center of the ring and was shooting high. Now, after I looked at it, I cranked all the elevations back down flat. And I'm thinking the last one, where the dot is at the bottom of the ring, kind of makes sense. I'm lowering the front of the barrel, and, you know, like you put the dot there. Because most shotgun sights just have a bead. And you just look down where the bead is, and the bead just sticks up a little bit. And then, you know, that's how you shoot most shotguns, be it with a vent rib or anything else. So I'm thinking I probably, because of that weird shape, was holding that up. The sight is above the receiver. Okay, and that was something weird. I had to hold that up. The gun really don't work right without the rear sight on there. Okay. Now it's just a matter of figuring out the sight picture. Once I get a break in the weather in a couple weeks, I'm going to try that to where I put that little dot in the bottom of the ring and see how that works. Okay, that's my solution. I think it's just a matter of the sight picture, then getting it in. It was cold. I had other things to do. This was really way off, and my hands were freezing, and it's one of them things you got too much on your mind, so just set it aside, come back, you know, put some thought into it when I was indoors warm and my brain was working right, and I think that's the issue. So if it is, we'll make another video, go out there and get those guns shooting. Alright, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.